Hey, happy Wednesday, everybody. Mark again here, Weatherman Plus. Now, I'm going to give you the latest updates on what's going on with this big pattern because we do have some good news. There is a big pattern shift still coming, and it is going to bring some cooler temperatures for a lot of people. But before that, there is going to be a big scorching section of the U.S. that's going to be really hot for quite some time. Plus, we have a potential outbreak that's going to happen for today and for the Northeast for tomorrow as well. And as far as I can see, the latest update on your tropics is the tropics is going to be closed for almost 2 weeks. And you can see our map for this morning. So we do have the excessive heat warning over here still in the southwest. We still have the fire watch in this pink. Matter of fact, all this air quality that you see around is from fires, guys. Plus we have the heat advisories in all of this orange. Now, especially right here for the center of the U.S. going towards Ohio Valley, y'all gonna get the worst of the heat. I've seen 110 and 115 heat indices that's gonna be staying around for a few days. But you can also see here from HRRR with your wildfire smoke, all the fires that we have going on in the U.S. A lot of fires going on, guys. I know a lot of this is because of the heat. Just please be aware when you're going outside. Don't be throwing your cigarettes everywhere. If you smoke cigarettes, don't be doing things of that sort because everything's so dry. It's just a lot of fires all over the U.S. and that's not good. Please be careful of what you do outside with all that dry brush. Now you can see as these storms move through Minnesota, coming through South Dakota, it did bring hurricane force winds, guys. It brought 75 and 80 miles per hour wind gusts. And some large hail also. You also had 2.5-inch hail that came through Illinois. So this is what's coming towards Michigan and Ohio Valley and towards the Northeast. So here's your latest information for today. You do have chances for hail. You have the 5% and you have the 15%. Here's your cities and states at risk. Plus, we still have chances for winds, guys. And so far, they didn't put it significant severe. We just have it as a 30% with a big 15%. This is where I see the highest winds. Plus, we have the 5 and we have another 15% in the Central Plains. So here's your cities and states at risk for the damage and winds for today. Plus, we still have our tornado threat, and you see that the 5% has grown as well. So we have a big 2% and a 5% for today for tornadoes. So we have a big 2% and a big 5% for tornadoes for today. So here's your cities and states at risk for today. So when we look at our K-index, it measures vertical temperature, low level moisture, your best chances of where you can get thunderstorms with those factors today. And you can see as you go into the afternoon, it really sparks up for southern Wisconsin, northern Illinois, going to Indiana, also Ohio. But it really grows over Michigan as it goes over that water and strengthens up, and it brings a lot of strong storms all afternoon long across the Ohio Valley. I see a lot of shear as well, a lot of chances for tornadoes. Now, as you go through the evening, it's going to still stay there for the Ohio Valley, but for tomorrow, it's going to carry towards the northeast. Chances for strong thunderstorms to grow up all across the northeast all night long. Then as you go through Thursday evening into Friday, it's going to rinse and repeat again from Minnesota going into Wisconsin, maybe even Iowa getting on that. There is another severe weather outlook. Also, when you look at your lower level winds, you can see the winds really pick up for the Ohio Valley, but really strong for Michigan. I think Michigan has a great chance of seeing a tornado today, guys. So as you see, go from 5 p.m. all the way to 7 p.m. It's really strong values going right over Michigan. You also have strong winds going through Ohio Valley as this carries towards the northeast overnight through Pennsylvania, western New York, and then sparks right back up for the northeast for tomorrow, bring strong winds aloft, bringing you thunderstorms and chances for your tornadoes. So it's going to be a hectic couple of days, guys. Big chances for tornadoes today and tomorrow. But you can see with your winds with HRRR as this trough comes on through and we get this revolving high pressure down here in the south, it swings it all around. Also for the west, look how it grows for Utah, Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico, and Colorado, and Wyoming. It grows with a lot of strong winds all the way to 9:30 and 10 o'clock tonight, all the way to 11 going into Nebraska. This is 40, 50, and 60 miles per hour wind gusts, even getting up to 70 for a lot of places. It also brings all morning long high 40s through eastern Kansas, through Missouri, through southern Illinois. But once you go to this afternoon, it really sparks up for southern Wisconsin, going into Michigan, some for Indiana, some for Ohio, but it's really strong for southern Wisconsin, going right into Michigan with 40, 50, and 60 miles per hour wind gusts. And as you go from 8:45 tonight all the way until 11 o'clock, that's as far as we can see with this. This is the best high resolution rapid refresh you can get. A lot of strong winds for Ohio as well. But it really sparks up around 3 p.m. for the Four Corners. Brings a lot of high winds with that revolving, guys. And it does come right back into southern Arizona as you go into later tonight as well. 40, 50, 60, even get pockets of 70. Does go through Nebraska and western Kansas. At the same time, you can see how it really strengthens up as it goes over the water, and it really brings a lot of winds coming into Michigan starting at 1 p.m., southern Wisconsin around 2:30, 3 p.m., and that brings a lot of high winds all the way to 4:30. Now that's 40, 50, 60, that's 70 miles per hour wind gusts right there for southern Wisconsin, and that's 40, 50, 60, and 70 for Michigan. And you can see how the banding is. It just brings the storms all the way across. Then once you go to 5 p.m., it goes all the way into Canada as well. But then it starts going southern for the evening from southern Michigan, going maybe into northeastern Indiana, going across Ohio, bringing that 40, 50, 60, even that brown with that 70 coming along with these winds. Then it starts sparking up also some for Illinois as it goes through the evening. All revolving around this upper level high over here and just bringing the winds around this. And this is what's going to be seen in tomorrow's video for the Northeast. I will keep you updated. But it is bringing the hail. It's been bringing hail all morning long from Minnesota. And as it goes into this afternoon, it's going to start in Wisconsin, but it's going to be really strong for Michigan going into Canada all the way to 10 o'clock tonight. Strong signatures. Could be a tornado, because this is your updraft helicity. It lets you know when you have a strengthening storm with a lot of updraft. And the stronger the updraft, the stronger the hail will be. It keeps that particulate, keeps that water drop in the air longer and longer, and it just grows. So you can see a lot of chances for large hail coming through Michigan, also going through Canada. And as you go through 10 o'clock, it starts carrying towards Ohio and brings some towards Pennsylvania a little bit. But then for tomorrow, it sparks right back up for the chances for large hail. But I really think these are going to be some really strong storms as this passes by today, especially as you go into the evening. Once you get around 2 o'clock, it's really going to spark up for Wisconsin. It's really going to spark up for Michigan as these cells come by Milwaukee, go by Grand Rapids, and this is going to strengthen up and head towards Detroit while it's still in Grand Rapids, guys. And this is already by 4. As we keep on going, we see still some nice hail cores in there, even some large hail coming out of that. See the white with a little bit of black in there? That's by 5, and it's going to keep going towards Detroit by 6, maybe bring some hail towards y'all as well. And now it's starting to get towards Indiana, start branching out a little tail with it as it passes by. Then it looks like the strongest will be gone once you get around 7. Becomes a damaging wind event. Still bringing some hail towards northern Ohio, the intercoastal of Pennsylvania by 10, 11 o'clock. And it will hit western New York by that time as well. But then you start having for tomorrow. Tomorrow you'll get a daytime heating. Right around the morning, it's going to swing all the way to the New England states. But when you get that daytime heating, it's going to spark right back up. And you're going to have multiple little isolated cells, even get some hail in there on those as it passes across Pennsylvania. So this is going to be some nasty little storms all the way till tomorrow as well. And it really is going to be nasty. So please be aware you do have the threat for tomorrow as well. And that's also, it's going to bring a big glob of disorganized thunderstorms towards the Bahamas, Florida Keys, and southern Florida as you go through this afternoon. 11 o'clock. Start getting to the afternoon, daytime heating. You get nasty storms passing through western Bahamas by Florida Keys and southern Florida. That has some hail cores in those as well. Not as bad, but there is a little bit. So just be aware of that as you go all the way through 4 and 5 o'clock. Really strong from Miami all the way till 6. And it starts winding down around 7 or 8. So just be aware you have some nasty storms for that as well. And it will come by again for tomorrow morning. So it is going to be nasty in a few places. So when you get a closer look, you can see as it comes through Wisconsin this morning, once it hits around 12 o'clock, and you are getting some winds on those cells moving through southern Wisconsin. It's going to start bringing your damage and winds. But once it comes across 12 o'clock, it starts coming through 1 o'clock through Michigan and 2 o'clock. This is where you're starting to get some nasty shear on those cells that's passing through, giving it a chance to maybe get a tornado as that swings through, especially around 4 p.m. You have a lot of shear coming on these lines of the storms. You can see the bowing out in that. But these are some nasty little cells getting a lot of shear on them all across Michigan, guys. By 5 p.m., you still have a lot of shear on these cells. Look at these cells right here. Getting a lot of shear on them. Chances for a tornado. Also over here on the backside. Look like you're getting some straight line winds on that. But you're also getting some shear on that as you go through 6. As you go through 6, it moves further to the east. And each one of these cells is getting a lot of shear, guys. Look at this. A lot of bowing out in it, but you're getting a lot of shear on these cells as it passes through, bringing chances for this to be a spin up, be a tornado as it comes by. By 7 p.m., it grows. Looks like a damage and wind event right there on those. You see closer, yes, it does look like some straight line winds coming, but all these single cells in the back is still getting a lot of shear. But what you want to watch for is the ones that's riding through in the front. So definitely by 5 p.m., 5 p.m. looks like a chance maybe for a tornado passing through Michigan. So please be aware of that, guys. And then it goes down through Ohio. As it goes later in the evening, you can see the bowing out. It starts becoming a damage and wind event. So you can see all this little single cells coming through. It is going to be a very powerful storm as it passes through. And once you go to 10 p.m., you're still getting shear on these cells. That's showing me that it'd probably be damage and winds right there. But still, you cannot rule out a tornado. These are some strong cells passing through by midnight tonight. Still have a lot of shear on that, so be careful. Bring damage and winds, and maybe an isolated tornado or two could come out of this, guys. Very strong cells passing through all the way to the early morning hours. And then it's going to go over towards the northeast. So for the northeast for tomorrow, you do have a lot of nasty cells that's going to be passing through. And it really gets bad once you get to 1 and 2 p.m. Until then, it looks like it's going to be mostly a damage and wind event passing through. But once you get to 1 and 2 p.m., you do get a little bit of shear on those cells. Just not as strong as today. But like this right here, look at 6 p.m. You get a nasty little cell that's passing through Pennsylvania. And it is getting shear on that one cell coming through. It's a bunch of cells, but it's really getting a lot of shear on that particular one cell right there that you need to be aware of. So I am showing there is chances for tornadoes for the northeast as well. Look at this one passing through New Hampshire around 3 p.m. tomorrow. Could be a chance for a tornado. You're getting a lot of shear on that cell as it swings through. So just be aware there is chances for the northeast for tomorrow. And there is chances for the Great Lakes for today. A very strong chance for today. So for tomorrow, there is chances for hail, a 5%. Here's the cities and states at risk. You also have chances for winds for tomorrow, and it is picked up to a slight risk in the northeast. Here's the cities and states at risk for the winds for Thursday. And you have chances for tornadoes once again for the northeast. And I think this could expand a little bit further into Pennsylvania. I've seen some strong cells getting some good shear on them. I think it could expand a little bit more, guys. So we have the 2% and the 5%. Here's the cities and states at risk for Thursday for tornadoes. Plus Friday, remember I showed you there's a lot of chances for some large hail to come out. So we have the marginal and we have the slight risk as well. I will update this first thing in the morning. So far, here's your cities and states at risk. Then after these storms, there's not going to be much rainfall for about the next 7 days. It's not going to be a whole bunch. There's going to be a big pocket of heat coming for the Central Plains and not a lot of precipitation. Everyone else in all this green is maybe a quarter of an inch, a little bit more in the blue. That's about it. You're not getting a whole bunch of rainfall. But once you go through for Minnesota, you're getting 1 to 2 inches on southeastern. From central to eastern Wisconsin, 1 to 2 inches, mostly northern and southern. Northern Illinois up to 2 inches, northern Indiana above 1, northern Ohio above 1. But it really hits Michigan 1 to 2 plus, almost 3 for southeastern Michigan. Then it carries in the intercoastal northeast for western Pennsylvania, western New York. And then get some for upstate New York, and you get some for Vermont as well. More rainfall coming back for y'all way as well. And then it starts slacking off as it goes towards Maine. Now for Florida, it will be light on the northern side, be a quarter of an inch, but it starts getting heavier as you go down to southern Florida. Starts going from Cape Coral and southern all the way from 1 to 2 inches all the way down into the Florida Keys. Plus, this is stretching into the Bahamas. And that slight risk is going all the way from eastern Wisconsin, going all across Michigan, and a little bit of northern Ohio, and a little bit of northern Indiana. And that's for today, a slight risk for flash flooding. Now, this will carry towards the northeast for tomorrow. Start getting that flash flooding once again for Vermont, for Massachusetts, and western New Hampshire. So just be aware this is going to spread for tomorrow as well. Chances for flash flooding, guys. But you can see the next 7 days with National Weather Service. So after we get these storms across here, some for southern Florida and the Bahamas, it is going to train a little bit up to 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch of the precipitation coming from the southwest. A little bit of your monsoon season coming through. And that's about it. All this heat that's going to build, you're not getting much rainfall for the next 7 days. And there is going to be a lot of heat, but trying to bring some good news to a gloom and doom video, we are getting this cold front still, guys. So as you're getting all this heat while we're in this negative pattern, we're still going in a positive P&A pattern, which is still bringing these cold fronts down to the center of the U.S. towards the East Coast. So you can see this when you look at your 500 millibar height. You see how you have all this revolving heat coming around. But once you go to the end of the month, going to August, we start coming into that positive pattern. Still going to have all this heat here, but it is eventually going to help with your daytime lows. It is going to pick up a little bit better for you guys. So as all this comes in, you get that positive pattern, bringing the cooler temperatures all across the northeast. But once you go towards the 5th and on, then it starts dipping in really low all into the U.S. And this could start bringing your daytime highs instead of the 105, 115 heat indices. Your highs would be somewhere around 70s and maybe in the 80s. And you can see this here. So your heat indices for today goes way up. You get all the way to 105 plus. Tomorrow it comes right back again. Now you're getting all these hot temperatures in the center of the U.S. once again, going all the way to the East Coast in the 90s. Then it's going to spark right back up again for Friday. Now you're getting even stronger. Now it's getting up to 110, 112 degree heat indices. So just be aware, I see a big hot spot right here for this. Now once that comes down, that's when you're going to start getting your cooler temperatures as you go Saturday night into Sunday. You're going to start bringing some 60s down for the northern tier, northwest, and the northeast. But it is going to spark right back up to a big area, getting a lot of over 105 heat indices for Sunday. So now you got your cool air coming down for Sunday night once again. Now you're in the 60s, real pleasant temperatures. You're in the 50s on the northwest. But your daytime highs is only going to be around the 70s up to the low 80s for the northeast. Mostly a lot of 70s, so it's really going to be nice and pleasant for y'all. But look at the temperatures coming right back again all the way from the south to the central for Monday. A lot of over 105, 110. That's really strong. Then it comes right back down again for the northeast. You're getting just as cool now by Tuesday as you are in the northwest. Getting into the 40s and 50s. And your daytime highs won't be that bad. It'll be in the 70s. So it's really going to be a nice week for y'all. But once again, look at the central, the south, and the southeast. Almost showing 115 sitting there for Illinois and Missouri. Then as you go through Wednesday, the cool air can come right back down again. You are going to get the cool air multiple days, and your daytime highs are going to still spark right back up all the way towards the same areas I've just been having over 105 and 110 heat indices for multiple days. You go into Thursday, it happens all over again. Look at these temperatures you can expect for next week. And then once you go down for the cool air, for Friday as well. Now this is where it goes a little bit lower, but now it's getting stronger towards the East Coast, up to 115 heat indices for next Friday. Then we got that cool air that's going to start suppressing everything down. Then you're going to get some cool temperatures for Saturday, and your highs for Saturday isn't that bad. It stays around the coast still, but everyone else is looking at 70s and 80s now, and you're getting out of that strong heat indices. For Sunday, it's going to be the same thing. It's going to drop a little bit lower again. And now your highs are going to be in the 70s and 80s. And it's going even further down to the U.S. Now let's get to your latest tropical update, because I am highly convinced that we are going on a break from any tropical activity going on for a good while, guys. We do have something still to check out as we go towards later in August. But until the 10th of August, I don't think we're going to have anything. Even this right here, disturbance 1, 30%, still 30%. It might grow as it goes into Atlantic, but no threat for the U.S. All the models are finally coming into agreement. This is not going anywhere. And this is what the data has been showing for multiple days. Because you can see with the Euro, you chance for a tropical depression as Invest 95L goes into the Eastern Pacific. More than likely forms out there that it's just going to curve, guys. This is going to curve right north into the Atlantic and not be no threat for anyone. So you can see this on the latest update. So you have some vertical lift, some potential velocity anomaly, some favorable environment on the 3rd. This one will be Eastern Pacific. Other than that, unfavorable environment all the way until August 10th, guys. And finally, GFS has come to its senses. It's agreeing with the Euro, guys. Plus, you see that little glob of thunderstorms going in the Gulf. Isn't doing anything more than likely. I think we still need to watch that. It could be a front-induced low still come out of that. While you see that next wave get stronger, it might go up in strength, but it's not affecting anybody. Don't even look like it's going towards Bermuda. It's just going to spin and stay in the Atlantic. Now, maybe 10 or 11 days out, still too far to be sure. It might affect Bermuda, so we will stay on top of that. But I'm not showing anything coming out of that. I'm sure Lesser Antilles will get pretty hit on with the height, but I don't think it's going to affect them neither. Matter of fact, the Euro just shows even worse. Just way worse. It just gets demolished. So I'm pretty sure if you're in the Lesser Antilles, you're in the Caribbean, be aware there's a wave coming. I'm not showing any big impacts. I guarantee you, anybody that shows you anything, they will show you GFS because Euro don't show anything. And you can see the same thing with the Euro. So we have that Invest 95L going to the Pacific, probably going to form up there. Other than that, guys, we are on a break at least to August 10th. You can even see on all the ensembles according to the GFS, all agreeing that that is going to turn and go into the Atlantic, guys. No big threats for anyone. Now, there is one right here that shows it could go towards the southeast still, and there is one right here. But this is 9 and 10 days away. If you take a look right here, this is your controlled memories, your more than likely outcome out of all of these. You can see that it shows it does go by the Bahamas, but the high pressure retracts back, and it just goes out into the Atlantic. You can even see the latest update on global tropics, that it's only giving it a 20% chance. It is a wide cone, but it's giving it a 20% chance of something to grow. That's it. It's not like it's showing a lot of confidence. Well, thank you so much for your time. God bless you and your families. I hope this helps you understand what is coming this evening and for tomorrow and what's coming on with the pattern and the tropics. Tried bringing some good news to y'all, but it was hard when I saw what was up with the severe weather and those scorching temperatures. So please prepare for what's coming. Everything does have a season. It will pass. Just endure it for now. Today I want to talk to you at Isaiah 4. And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. And let us be called by thy name, to take away our reproach. In that day shall the branch of the Lord be beautiful and glorious, and the fruit of the earth shall be excellent and comely for them that are escaped of Israel. And it shall come to pass, that he that is left in Zion, and he that remaineth in Jerusalem, shall be called holy, even every one that is written among the living in Jerusalem. When the Lord shall have washed away the filth of the daughters of Zion, and shall have purged the blood of Jerusalem from the midst thereof, by the spirit of judgment and by the spirit of burning. And the Lord will create upon every dwelling place of Mount Zion, and upon her assemblies, a cloud and smoke by day, and the shining of a flaming fire by night. For upon all the glory shall be a defense. And there shall be a tabernacle for a shadow in the daytime from the heat, and for a place of refuge, and for a covert from storm and from rain. Amen. Have a great day, everybody. God bless you. Please be safe with these storms and the heat that is coming. Just prepare for it. It's a lot of long days, some very strong heat coming. Remember, all glory always goes to God, our Father in heaven, Yahweh. And I pray He always keeps you safe every day of your life, you and your families. In Jesus' name. Amen. Hallelujah. Amen. Have a great day, everybody.